the 2025 football season. This year, at Kellogg High School, as well as across the state, there's going to be a special emphasis on sportsmanship. And I would like to read the following statement. Please remember that sportsmanship is a top priority of our schools, the Idaho High School Activities Association, and the Student Advisory Council. Your paid or complimentary admission to this event entitles you to enjoy the exhibition of skills developed by our students in an educational setting. Please give the participating athletes your positive encouragement and support. Your effort to applaud the talents of all players will be appreciated. Bullying, taunting, intimidating of the officials and opponents is unacceptable. Please be an example of those around you. Thank you.
At this time, will everybody please rise and remove your hats if you're wearing them for the playing of the national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Josh McDonald here alongside Pete Miller. We are here at Teeters Field. It's a beautiful August night for a little Kellogg High School football. Your host Wildcats are taking on the Orofino High School Maniacs in Central Idaho League play, which is, kind of unique for us to be getting a league game right out of the gate. But, Pete, I'm just happy it's football season, man.
I am glad to be here, number one. And number two, bring on some ball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It feels like every year the off season just is a little bit longer. I don't know. We had all those teams play games last week. We had a lot of teams play. Neither of these two teams played a game last week. So, these guys are kind of starting a little bit behind. They're a week behind everybody. But nonetheless, we are excited to have them. Real quick, let's run through the starters. First for the visiting Maniacs, a freshman, number 5, Jake Renner. A senior, number 6, Johnny Stars. A junior, number 7, Liam Miller. A sophomore, number 8, Devin Welch. A senior, number 11, Landon Connolly. A junior, number 44, Chase Deo. A senior, number 56, Aiden Duclos. A sophomore, number 58, Blaine Johnson. A junior, number 61, Luke Defoe. A senior, number 65, A.J. Rasmussen. A junior, number 70, Ray Stars. And starting for your Kellogg Wildcats, a senior, number 2, Andrew Lewis. Senior, number 3, Drayden Taylor. Junior, number 4, Porter Lewis. Junior, number 21, Talon White. Senior, number 22, Chase Scribner. Senior, number 45, Preston Grasscamp. Senior, number 50, A.J. Peak. Junior, number 51, Luke Little. Sophomore, number 52, John Brownfield. Junior, number 72, Dalen Dixon. And senior, number 84, Maddox Allen. So, for the Wildcats, it's going to be a change of pace here. They graduated Coleman Blaylock and Wyatt Story, so two standouts for him for the last 3 years. Coleman was a all-league receiver his junior year, and then an all-league defensive back 2 years in a row. Wyatt Story was an all-league first-team DB 2 years in a row, like a really kind of a shutdown cornerback. Offensively, the Wildcats are returning only one of their top 5 wide receivers from last year. So between graduations, injuries, and guys not coming back, and those 5, so Coleman Blaylock graduated, Radley McDonald tore his ACL in the summer, Ty Cheney and Evan Vindatius elected not to play this year, which leaves Drayden Taylor as the other top 5 receiver from a year ago. So this year, the Wildcats are going to go as far as Andrew Lewis, Drayden Taylor, and Porter Lewis can take them. That's your quarterback, running back, wide receiver. Now, we do have something working in our favor, though. This year, we have a few guys up front that are going to do some things. If everything goes the way we expect it to go, and from the things that I've seen, we have some guys up front that can maybe protect Porter Lewis a little bit and give Andrew Lewis those running lanes that we have been just desperate to see for the last few years, Pete.
You know, Josh, I looked over at you, and right before you started talking about the offensive line, that's what I was going to say. Yep. So you have some inexperience with receivers, and so it lies on the offensive line and the running game, and then as things develop during the season, you get some experience in the receivers positions, and then you can expound on that.
Yeah, I mean, from the receiver spot this year, it'll be Drayden Taylor is their wide receiver 1. He was a great possession receiver last year. He knew how to find the first down mark, and he was just so good at the catching the ball on the sideline. It looks like Orofino won the toss and elected to receive the opening kickoff. So, Maniacs with first possession. But then, Chase Scribner, who last year emerged as a great defensive player for the Wildcats, is going to, line up in that wide receiver 2 spot. And then Preston Grasscamp, who hasn't played in a couple years, but from what I've been told from coaches and from Radley, he is adapting, and he jumped right back on.
Is he a round baller?
Is
he basketball?
No. He's a baseball player.
Okay.
He's an athlete. He's quick. So that is one of the things we can look forward to. Is there's a little bit of speed on the field there, and then Talon White and Andrew Lewis in the backfield. Give them the ball. Let's just see what happens. I mean, I think we've established that we are no longer in the Luna Ball era. As much fun as that was for those 3-4 years, we have now, I think hopefully moved out of that era, and we are now in a spot where, maybe we start utilizing our ground game. Andrew Lewis averaged like 4.5 yards per carry last year, but he only carried the ball like 25 times. So, when you have those kinds of things going, give the kid the ball.
I'm liking this offensive line.
Yeah, you've got some hogs.
So, A.J. Peak, I don't know how many times we mentioned his name last year. Here's the kickoff.
And it's a good one. A.J. Peak knocks it down to the 2-yard line. Let's see if the Maniacs can field it. Oh, we're going to get a great hit there.
Yeah, Carson Price, high tackle.
Did the ball come out? Looking to see if the ball came. It's going to be first and 10
down
for Orofino. But Carson Price, the freshman, flew down there and just threw his whole body into that. That's how you make a name for yourself as a freshman.
Yeah, I like that. First play.
Set the tone.
And that wasn't a play. It was a special teams play. But
Landon Connolly under center, takes snap, pitch outside. And a great tackle there.
Good.
That's A.J. Peak on the tackle, the chase down there.
Yep, Andrew Lewis got outside, forced it inside.
Yep.
Backers came in.
Great
nice.
contain.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a gain of 1 for the Maniacs, but that was a lot of running for 1 yard there, and it was finished off nicely.
One thing I noticed about the Maniac offense is they have some directional plays, so they'll fumble on that one.
And a gang tackle by the Wildcats on the sack there, so it looks like they're going to say just down at the line of scrimmage. Oh, Luke Little with the sack. So the junior transfer from Post Falls immediately making an impact. And, you were saying you like this line. Well, most of these guys play both ways. You're going to see Luke Little, A.J. Peak, John Brownfield, and Dalen Dixon doing a lot of work.
Luke Little is number 51.
Yeah, and Maddox Allen. You're going to see a lot of the same names doing stuff here. Pitch outside. Oh, quarterback keeper it looks like. Swallowed up by the Wildcats after a gain about 2. So it's going to bring up, we got a flag.
Late flag.
Uh-oh. And I wonder if Wildcats, a little bit of early emotion. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the Wildcats. So that's going to move the sticks for the Maniacs. And I'm trying to see who maybe.
I don't know if that was a late hit, if that was a.
Trying to see.
But the flag did come out late.
Yeah. And I'm going to assume that it's on 52. Yep. That's John Brownfield, the sophomore. He's getting an earful from Coach K right now. But I get it. You had a great first series there, and then, on 3rd and long, looks like the Maniacs going to back themselves up. So not all is lost there. But, yeah, you don't want to be in that situation. The Wildcats have struggled. I mean, last year, this is a 3-6 team that scored enough points to win a lot of games, but unfortunately could not tackle. They could not finish plays. And that was the difference there. Inside handoff. Oh, big hole there. But a tackle, first contact there by Preston Grasscamp. Finished off by, looks like Andrew Lewis. Andrew Lewis playing this game with a broken finger. On his left, I think it's his left pointer finger is broken. He interns at our local prosecutor's office, and I happened to go in there and saw that heavily the little metal brace and everything, and he was trying to catch a punt in practice. Little misdirection there. Ooh, Luke Little can't hold on.
Yeah, had some good penetration by Luke.
But right there, finishing it off is Chase Scribner. And that's a name that last year we talked about a lot. Chase came in and provided a spark for the Wildcats when, defensively, they did not look very good at times. So great for the senior to get in there and make some big plays early for this Wildcat defense. Connolly, little inside handoff. It looks like it's going to be enough for the first. So the sticks will move. And John Brownfield's misstep on after that 3 and out, giving the Maniacs some new life, and they took advantage of it, Uncle Pete. See here.
I'm looking at the alignment on the D line. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now they're in a different setup right now. You have 4 down, and So I think what Kellogg was doing there with two guys with their hands in the
dirt,
and had pretty good closure with the backers. But on that situation, it probably would have been better to be in the gaps or be over the man.
And one of the things when you're like the Porter Lewis making the tackle there for the Wildcats, but when you're in a situation like Kellogg's in where they don't have a JV team, they don't have a really big roster. So you can only practice what you practice with. So on 3rd and long, you probably anticipate that your opposition is going to throw the ball. So in that set situation there, here's a little pitch. There's Andrew Lewis. Chase down, rides him out of bounds. A little cloud of dust out there at second base. But Wildcats tackle for loss.
That was some good penetration, wasn't it, Josh?
Yeah, the Lewis boys right now are all over the defensive side of this ball.
He came up. That was a behind-the-line tackle there, so that was good D.
When you're in a situation where you just haven't had a ton of live reps because you don't really have the manpower to do it. So I think there's going to be some growing pains.
3rd and 10.
But for the Wildcats, it's all about discipline here. Do what you did in that first series. 3 backs. And that's going to go for maybe a yard or 2. And it's going to bring up 4th down. That was number 7. That's Liam Miller for the Maniacs on the carry.
Josh, this D-line, they are getting in the gaps, and they are getting some penetration. This is really good. Linebackers are filling, and so I like this. You got D-line getting upfield, and the backers reading.
We've got Preston Grasscamp and Andrew Lewis back to receive this punt, and we're going to get a false start there. Illegal motion. Number 6 just kind of decided he was going to drop back into blocking help. So that's going to move him back 5 yards. Wildcats now need to be kind of weary. Don't get lulled into some sort of silly fake punt play or anything like that. Oh, what do we got here? This is an odd.
Well, you have the guy under center, so there's a threat, right?
There's Grasscamp, picks up some blocks, gets to the outside. And he's going to go down right at the 38-yard line.
Nice run.
Had a couple blocks. And one of the big things, the development of Drayden Taylor as a kid who's not afraid to play through contact. He doesn't always like to hit. He doesn't always like to get hit. So seeing him actually step up and throw a block is a big deal right there. It's the little victories. But shout out Drayden for making the right play there.
Well, Preston appreciated it.
Oh, I'm sure. And that was a great run from Preston. You could see some of that speed there. Wildcats shotgun here. Taylor in motion. Lewis takes snap, drops back, has a man.
He's wide open.
Oh, goodness. Chase Scribner just couldn't hang on and was wide open. Great ball from Lewis. And we don't want to reminisce on what is, but those were the plays last year that Porter and Radley routinely connected on.
Okay, but even with an incompletion, those defensive backs are going to be on their heels. They're going to be.
Hurry up to Drayden Taylor, and that one's caught. And we're going to get 6 there. Drayden Taylor, did you see the hurry up there?
Yeah, and so number 8, even having been beat the play before, was still beaten. So I think he's a sophomore.
Yeah.
And so definitely picked on him on that play. And the coaches called it again.
Yeah.
They called it again.
Great route, great throw. You know what? I bet Scribby wishes he could get that one back. But shout out to Drayden Taylor for opening the Wildcat season. First touchdown of the year for the Cats. And Wildcats going to kick the PAT here. Good hold, good kick.
And that's a conventional kick. Did you see that?
Yeah. Straight on toe
I love
kick.
it.
And the Wildcats go up 7-0 early.
I guess I can call that conventional. But I'm talking. I'm a 1975 grad, so maybe conventional is soccer style now. I don't know. I apologize if I guess I just showed my age there. But,
so unfortunately, right now our replay function is being funky, so we weren't able to give you the replay of that touchdown there. But, that little cross route where Chase Scribner, it was hurry up too. Wildcats rushed back to the line. They got set up, and they ran it again, except they switched spots, sent Scribby to the inside, and Drayden Taylor over the top. And, Drayden's 6'2", 6'3", so you're going to put a 5'6" DB on him, especially a young guy. Drayden has been a varsity receiver. This is his third year.
The only way I would do that, Josh, is if I was in a zone, and that does not look like a zone on those last two defensive plays.
No.
I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody wants to send a comment in, but that looked like man-to-man, and I'm going there's no way that kid should be one-on-one.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that's good for us.
Yeah, maybe some adjustments come. Here comes another kick from Peak, and this one isn't going to go as far. Drops in at the 15. On the return, sheds a tackle, but planted there. Number 52, John Brownfield. And, man, it's just not the place on the field you want to get tackled.
No, right in the dirt. Well, almost in the dirt.
That is the most unsoft place on our field. And, man, Brownfield just came in and laid a hit. Wildcats need to replicate those efforts once again. And
okay, we go on D again, right?
Yeah. Let's see if Orofino mixes it up. No, they're going to stick with this three-back setup. And a little, Yep.
There's Luke again.
Yeah.
Luke they got Luke listed at 315. I love that. I mean, we're going to love this all year, right?
There are very few people. I mean, I don't. I'm a bigger fellow myself, but it's funny to think that his last name's Little, because I don't know if that's inappropriate.
Here's the deal, though. Watch his feet. That's where you see the techniques that they're taught by the coaches, their footwork, and how they shed a block.
Oh, and the quarterback going to keep it. Oh my! AJ Peak through to finish it off, but Maddox Allen in the backfield to create havoc there. And AJ Peak's right there to finish him off. Wildcat defense looking good early, but this is a matchup the Wildcats have dominated the last few years. Last year, I believe it was 43-0 down in Orofino, so kind of a tough one. Orofino last year went 1-7. New head coach this year with Seth Melton, so it's definitely rebuilding, but I don't think Coach Melton's going to want to see too many more of those. Luke Little again. Welcome to the show, big fella. And that is just something we did not see any of.
I mean, even better than last year, and they were good last year.
Yeah.
When they, angle blocking and everything, you're going to see some blocking here.
So Andrew Lewis back to receive the punt on 4th and 16. Ooh, almost blocked. Ooh, we're going to get a running into the kicker penalty there.
He did not get any of the ball. I do not.
Yeah.
See if we can get a replay.
I don't know if that's automatic, though. I think it's a... Waiting to...
Hey, while we're waiting for the call, give a shout-out to Davina, watching Brook Park, Ohio.
So are we going to get is it a 15-yard and automatic first down penalty? It looks like it because the sticks are moving.
Yeah, they're moving them.
So it is a 15-yard and automatic first down. So the Wildcats having them 17 yards deep doesn't matter. And once again, the Wildcats, how big is this penalty? 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage. Tough break for the Wildcats there. And, Preston Grasscamp, way to get back in the backfield. Great penetration. There's a little bit of that. He hasn't played the last couple of years.
Yeah. I thought he was going to block it, Josh.
Yeah.
I really did. And he he didn't get laid out, and he went for the punter instead of one step in front of the punter.
Yeah.
Right?
And those situations right there, those are hard to replicate in practice. So, again, we're seeing some, just some quirks, but inside. Yeah, this is not working. Grasscamp gets it back. Him and Talon White.
Okay.
Goodness gracious.
Are really throwing some different defensive fronts.
Yeah.
To Orofino, who's a younger, inexperienced team. So, but also here we are, our first game, using some different defenses, some different alignments,
and getting in and out of them pretty well. It looks like I haven't seen a lot of confusion, which again, that's one of the things I think you and I talked about last year. At times, it looked like guys weren't necessarily comfortable with where they were at on the field. A lot of adjusting after the offense was already set, ready to go, and you're seeing guys kind of run around like they don't know where they're supposed to be. So what I'm seeing so far feels really good, but as you can see, there's been some coaching rearranging this year. We have Tim Kimberling back calling the offense, or calling the defense. Eric Wickham is our offensive coordinator. We've got Dan Davidian's still the head coach. He's still running the show, but he's running it more in a traditional sense where he is the head coach, but he's not doing offense or defense. He's kind of overseeing both. You have Corey North, who has done a great job with our line, as we can see. Mm-hmm. And, right now, things are good. So what I'm seeing so far looks promising. The only real moving of the sticks Orofino's had has been due to Kellogg penalty yards. Pitch to the outside, a little bit of blocking, but you can't pop Talon White and you got to drive him out of there. He's too big and too strong. This is Talon looks like a skinny, he is a absolute physical specimen. I bet he's a 1 to 2% body fat kid. And he's 200 pounds, 185 pounds. We got him at 160 this year.
160, all muscle.
All muscle. All muscle, all speed, and he doesn't feel pain like he plays through it. Like he's got a little Terminator in him.
And what a name. I mean, come on, Talon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. You're going to run it right at Luke Little. That is a bold move on 3rd and long. So now it's 4th and 17 again. Here we are.
Well, they haven't thrown the ball yet, have they?
No.
I think they dropped back one time. No.
He
fumbled.
Yeah, he fumbled.
Yeah, that was I didn't think you called it a sack. I think it was a running play anyway, but
yeah. High snap, but they're going to get it off. It's going to sail over the heads of the Wildcats, but there's plenty of time and space. That's Andrew Lewis. He's going to get swallowed up right about the 37, 38-yard line. So Wildcats going to have a little bit more field to play with this time. I would like to see, we're just under 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Wildcats up 7-0. And, you would look at this and think, we got ourselves a pretty good ball game. The scoreboard really doesn't indicate just how dominant Kellogg has been in this first quarter. It's been, the fact that Orofino runs the ball, they are killing just a ton of clock. Oh, here's a pitch to the outside to Lewis. He's going to get by one guy, gets brought down. Kind of a, they don't let that tackle's not allowed in the NFL. That kind of that hip drop on the. Fake the handoff and keep the ball here. See what happens. Oh, they gave him the first. They did move the sticks there. Oh, that is an ugly, ugly thing. Andrew Lewis gets another 10 yards. So back-to-back runs, 10 and 11 yards for Andrew Lewis.
Well, the athleticism of Kellogg is showing through. And I'm not just talking about the the specialty players. The athleticism of the lines is against the Maniacs is, I mean, it's pretty evident.
Ooh, a little quick out there. That's caught. Is that Cyrus Reed on the catch and run? Cyrus Reed picks up a first down, sophomore. Came over JV quarterback last year. Playing wide receiver this year. I think he's still technically the backup quarterback. I think that's...
Now that tackle was by Liam Miller. Now he's a junior, and they have him at 160 pounds. He does not look like 160 pounds.
Drayden Taylor wide open again. Wow. Drayden Taylor, Andrew Lewis, and Porter Lewis on the offensive side. Yes, our line is doing a great job, but those three right there, I mean, we mix in a little bit of Cyrus Reed here and there, some Preston Grasscamp on the return, but our offense is kind of a three-headed monster. Ooh, and we're going to, the moonshot there, no good. I think that one went higher than it went distance-wise.
Who's kicking?
That's AJ Peak, I believe.
Okay, Peak is kicking off 10 extra points.
So Wildcats up 13-0 here, minute left in the first quarter. Defensively, the Wildcats haven't really been tested. Orofino has stuck to this 3 running back system that I don't know that they are necessarily fast enough to run. A couple years ago, we had a head coach here named Dan Lucier who did an excellent job with the Wildcats. This would have been 2017. And he took an undersized squad and ran a triple option, wishbone-style offense that took the Wildcats to a state playoff game and a 2-point conversion away from winning a playoff game. So, you don't have to be big to run that. I just don't know that Orofino is necessarily got the right horses for that set yet.
Josh, it's not I know what you're saying, but it's how you attack on the line of scrimmage with who you have, and so Seth Melton
touchback.
It's his initial year, right? Mm-hmm. So he's building a program. He's building a foundation this year, and it's tough when you walk right into a new situation. And I'm just looking at the number of sophomores and
they're young.
Sophomores and freshmen on the team. Yeah, they're young, and so he's building these kids up. And the reason I mention this is because I've been in a similar situation where I've coached against teams that were, it was ridiculous the talent that they had and who we had, and you get out there and you learn. Mm-hmm. But
sometimes learning hurts.
Let's see how.
Oh, drops back. They're going to throw. Uh-oh. Lofted up. Interception. Cyrus Reed taken down at the 35-yard line. We have Wildcats. It was Talon White. A minute in this whole quarter, and they've scored twice. Drayden getting a hat trick in the first quarter would be something. They've got him lined up one-on-one again. So if I'm Porter Lewis, I think I know where I'm looking. Oh, fires to the outside. Has Preston Grasscamp up the middle.
Yeah.
And he's going to walk in. And the senior gets his first touchdown. And I'm loving what I'm
So that's where, and
I think you look at the way they defended Drayden there. They just played way beneath him the whole time, and everything shifted over. Preston was wide open in the middle. It was crazy. Like, you can't leave your middle that exposed. And that one's no good. Wildcats sticking with these PATs. So 19-0, 46 seconds. Again. Let's watch that replay one more time as they set up for kick.
I wanted to see.
Can we hit it again before they kick off, Buck? Yeah. Watch where the linebacker and the DB are on Drayden. Preston, but you know what? Let's talk about Porter Lewis. He has thrown 3 touchdowns, and he threw Preston right into the most open spot on the field.
Yeah, and he had one incompletion that could have been caught as well.
That Chase Scribner is kicking himself for right now. That Scribby wants back. He got it back on the very next defensive possession, coming up with some big hits. But I bet he wants that throw back. Good kick again. This one's going to drop in. Oh, fielded right about the 11-yard line. And, great hit. Is that Carson Price again? Yes, it is. Freshman on special teams coming in just doing some stuff. And Carson Price, he played quarterback his whole junior tackle and middle school career. So for a kid to come in, not have a JV team to necessarily quarterback for, and he's getting his reps on special teams and making an impact, like, this is the kind of stuff I think we've wanted to see, where we get so position locked with certain guys. Oh, no, I'm a quarterback. Well, today you are a ballistic missile on kickoff. And he's been just that. So 39.5 here in the first. Orofino with the ball at the 30-yard line. Stack backs. Orofino's going to have to throw this ball a little bit. Uh-oh. And right there, who do we got on the sack there? Was that 64? Is that Loudon White? The 5'2". This is a kid who was built to wrestle. What do they say? We breed him for the mines around here. He is built for the mines. But way to get in the backfield there, sophomore on the line, 5'2", and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Wildcats on top of Orofino, 19-0. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the second quarter after a word from a couple of our sponsors. Thanks for watching Wildcats Live.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Josh McDonald, Pete Miller here. Start of the second quarter, Wildcats on top of the Orofino Maniacs. Ooh, a fumble. And that looks like Wildcat ball. Bob. Wildcats going to take over with excellent field position and a big-armed quarterback. And, we don't talk about Porter Lewis enough, I think. There's a kid as a sophomore who threw for 2,000 yards last year. That's a lot as a sophomore, 2,000 yards passing.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I mean, he has been an excellent quarterback. And, he's showing it again tonight. He has been surgical, efficient, drops back to throw. He's rolling out here. Ooh, dumps it off to Cyrus Reed, who makes a great catch for a gain of about 5, making it the shortest offensive output of any play for the Wildcats this year. But, Porter, the patience there, he didn't panic. Like a year ago, he probably would have tried to tuck that and run. But instead, he kind of just kept his composure, let some separation get created. Cyrus Reed, way to stick with your route, and 2nd and 4 for the Wildcats. Porter here, gonna scramble, try not to take the sack. Oh, and he's gonna run out of bounds. And just as I'm gassing him up, he goes and
good decision, though.
He didn't throw a pick, he didn't get grounding, and we dealt with, you remember last year, we had a lot of grounding penalties. The Wildcats had a lot of.
Wasn't there a new rule about throwing out of bounds or something last year?
There is a new rule, but we were really bad about not getting the ball to the line of scrimmage when we threw it out of bounds. Lewis drops back, goes deep. There's Scribby, makes the grab, gets hit, and that's his redemption touchdown. Chase Scribner. Happy for my boy. And Chase Scribner has always been one of those guys who's been classically undersized but willing. Oh, you're going to put me on the offensive line? Fine. You put me on the defensive line? Fine. You're going to put me in at wide receiver in a pinch? Fine. You need me to play backup running back? Fine. He'll do whatever you ask him to do. And, you look at him here. 5'11", 160. That's as big as he has ever been. So, consequently, what do we got there? Did we get a timeout or? But I'm happy for him. He's out here doing big things for these Wildcats. You guys are playing really, really well. Porter Lewis really just driving the boat right now. It's fun to watch. And our line. Shout out our offensive line. Like, Porter Lewis has only been touched one time, and it was, him rolling out and the guy chasing him down and pushing him out of bounds. Like, he's had a clean pocket all game long. And I was in Orofino last year when the Wildcats did win 43-0. It was not a clean game. Porter was making stuff happen, doing the things that we've seen Porter do. This looks completely different. We've got Robert Clark in there at center right now. So we've got a new center in the game. Good snap. Ooh. And Drayden Taylor caught short of the goal line.
Just a little bit off.
Yeah.
Did
he catch it?
Yeah, he caught it.
He's just short. Yeah. Down by contact, down by knee, not by contact. This is in the NFL. So we got to hone that in a little bit. But Wildcats up 25-0 here. And, it's starting to kind of feel kind of bad. I'm starting to feel bad. Going into this game, I've talked to a lot of people in the local high school sports world. This Wildcat team, a lot of people have said that the 3rd and 4th place spots in the Central Idaho League are interchangeable between Kellogg and St. Mary's. Unfortunately, what I know for a fact is that whoever loses this game is going to finish at the bottom of the CIL pile this year. That's just kind of the fact, because what we're seeing here, I think there's plenty of time left, but whoever loses this game is going to be at the bottom of the CIL when everything shakes out in a few weeks. But for the Wildcats, St. Mary's and Priest River have to look like attainable games for them to get into the playoffs. And the way they're playing right now, it really does feel like people might have overlooked what the Wildcats can do offensively. What a pop there, but he ran through it. That was A.J. Peak on the initial contact, and Johnny Stars, who ate every bit of that hit from Peak and still fought ahead for a couple more. Goodness gracious.
A couple of freshmen on the field, Ryder Kramer and Carson Price.
Ryder Kramer,
anybody else? Yeah.
talented freshman, tall, very athletic.
6 foot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he plays basketball. So, raw, but he plays. He's an athlete. Right there, the inside carry for the Maniacs goes for 2. And Orofino has those back-to-back turnovers, the interception and the fumble, which allow the Wildcats to really kind of make the scoreboard reflect how the first quarter was played. Because for a while there, 7-0, and really the only reason it felt like that, Orofino probably had the and our score sheet, not ours.
That's not ours.
Not ours. That was fun to watch, and that Stars dragging the pile ahead there.
Yeah, we've got Robert Clark's on the field, number 62, freshman.
Yeah, let's see. Who all do we have out there?
55, Jackson Farnham.
Yep.
Sophomore.
Oh, junior.
Junior, my
Jackson's
bad.
a junior.
Yep.
Shorter, but a big kid. So we've got some guys. We're in a good spot size-wise in a way that we just haven't been in years past. Ooh, what do we got here? We got a 5 down,
Yeah.
2 on the outside, 7 on the line.
Well, they're not throwing the ball. So
Yeah. Ooh, great hit there
good
by
hit
Scribb.
Yep.
They're going to fall forward for the first down, though. But, man, Scribb with the hit. And I'm biased with this group of seniors because I've had the option. I've watched them since they were in 5th grade. That's the grade Radley was in. So I've got to watch him. So I've seen the evolution of Chase Scribner, who I believe at one point played center.
Yeah.
When he was a 5th grader. Him and another little guy named Johnny Stovern. They're both small dudes, and they were on our offensive line. So this is a lot of fun to watch. Ooh, Porter making the hit there, and Wildcats getting a little cavalier defensively here.
They were up. They were shooting. Shooting a backer.
But the Wildcats giving some of their starters a breather. I would like to see, I'm of the mindset that you kind of go all gas, no brakes for the first half. I'm not let's rotate guys in early. I know that might be against some people's philosophy, but I love to give my older guys the reps. Let's get out to a comfortable lead, and while 25-0 feels comfortable, 3 scores isn't that. I mean, Orofino gets a score and a 2-point conversion here. This is a very different ball game. It's a 2-possession ball game. Well, no, it would be a 3-possession ball game still, 25. But it just feels different. So I don't think you want to toy around with this. And Luke Little back on the field now. Ooh, little movement up there. No call. Up right there. Who is that? That was Talon White on the initial contact. And then a bunch of Wildcats in on the tackle there. 84, Maddox Allen. Yeah. Talon. Second and long for the Maniacs, who this has been their best drive offensively. You know, not aided by penalties, them just moving the ball well. Man in motion, drops back, got a pass. Uh-oh, sack. Talon White.
Talon White came off the backside.
He's fast, man. That's Brock's son, Talon. So
okay.
Trace the lineage there. I actually grew up next door to Jim and Brock and Tate on McKinley Avenue right here. So, you know, it's funny, small world. Silver Valley gets smaller every day. 3rd and a mile for the Maniacs here. Drop back to pass. Uh-oh, over the top and throws it outside his receiver. Porter Lewis had, that was Draven Garland, a freshman receiver. And Porter Lewis just kind of had him in a box. Incomplete, and you know, down, I still don't think you're in go for it territory. Maybe coach thinks we haven't been able to get a stop, but you know, pinning the Wildcats deep here, if you could knock a good punt, at least force them to go the length of the field, you know. Decent snap, good kick off the side of his foot, gonna take an Orofino bounce and out of bounds at the 16-yard liner. So let's do an over-under here. You think Wildcats 6 plays to get down the field? I mean, so far I think the most we've seen is 4. I think it's 4. So 6 from, we got 81 yards. Porter Lewis.
So Robert Clark at center.
Out to Drayden in the flat. Drayden makes a man miss. Oh, not quite. Dives forward to get an extra yard. So 2nd and 3 for the Wildcats here. And the Wildcats kind of visiting an old friend there with the double out stack receiver set.
Yeah.
See Wildcats going spread once again. Porter drops back pass, fires one over the middle, caught by Preston Grasscamp.
Yeah, nice catch.
Nice catch, young man. Goes up and grabs. Tough contested catch. That's 2 plays. Lewis drops back. Oh, free shot goes over the top. Oh, dear. Got Cyrus Reed cooking down the sideline. Reaches. Touchdown, Wildcats. Cyrus Reed on a 58-yard touchdown. He could be in position to break Ripley Luna's single game touchdown record. Oh, are we going to get the catch? It's caught! Drayden Taylor makes the tough catch on the goal line.
The same play.
Yep, same play as last time. So 8. Preps.com. So Porter Lewis 3 touchdowns away from tying that record. It really feels attainable.
Hey, happy birthday to my niece, Sarah Miller. Yesterday was her birthday.
Yeah, Porter is quickly putting himself in a position to be in some rare air with the way he is dealing the football tonight. Great kick again from Peak, fielded at the 10-yard line, and there's just not a lot of blocking downfield. They're going to get out to about the 24, but man, oh man, these Wildcats are just...
They're in their lanes.
They're
not getting blocked.
They are dominating at all levels right now. So with 5 minutes left here in this first half, Wildcats up 33-0. You know, they're in high school. You do have there's a 40-point mercy rule in the fourth quarter. But there's still a lot of time for the Wildcats to, you know, kind of just do what they're doing here. Stack set, pitch to the outside. Oh, they're going to a little bit of trickery here. That was kind of nifty. Scribby on the chase down after they pick up about 6.
They do have some misdirections. Wow, I can't talk on that one.
A little misdirection.
Yeah,
They've got some misdirection sets that, you know, that so far, you know, that's probably the best one that they've run. But Wildcats had sniffed out. I mean, even with that, like, Wildcats were able to react, and I think it was Maddox Allen who actually made contact in the backfield, but just wasn't able to make the tackle. So, you know, Wildcats still in the right spots. Just got to finish the play here. Keeper. And, Chase Scribner right there.
Nice wrap, and then a follow-up tackle, kept his feet moving.
Gets the stop.
Good stuff.
Keeps him 3rd and 1. We haven't had too many of these tonight. We haven't had too many and 1 situations, you know. Wildcats with those big offensive linemen. And they're giving Luke Little a little bit of a breather right now. But they're still lined up. Wildcats wanting to get penetration. And they're going to get the stop. That was stopped short. This sideline judge right here had a great look at that. That is a big, big stop. Oh, my goodness. Line, and then they spot the ball on the west side of the line itself. So, generous spot if you're a Maniac fan. I like what I saw there from the Wildcats. I think they had 2 really good plays up front.
Hey, they stacked it up good. It was White and Clark stacked it up in the middle.
Oh, there's that misdirection again. Oh, and look who it is.
Yep.
2-2.
Scrib.
2-2 having a big game. You know, we're talking. I don't know who you're giving it to. Porter Lewis might be the easy one because he's just dealing. Drayden Taylor has made a pretty good case for it. Chase Scribner has also, but then let's talk Andrew Lewis, who's done a ton of dirty work defensively for these Wildcats. Luke Little, we're gonna have to settle on somebody. And right now, man, Porter Lewis, if he breaks a record, if he throws 8 touchdowns, man, I think we have to. But my goodness gracious, look at just how many times have we had the ability over the last 2 years to be like, man, there's so many guys doing so many good things. I think we've been, what happened there? Big run there. Cyrus Reed on the chase down. Stoff, and they're going to call him down short. What the heck happened?
was quarterback sneak or something.
But did it look like the ball got bobbled? I don't know. There was something funky at the line of scrimmage that happened, and
somebody tell us what happened.
The
there.
quarterback there, Landon Connolly, kind of just was like, "Look what I found," and it was,
Okay, let's
80 yards.
See what the goal line does here.
And we are going to get a Orofino touchdown. So something the Wildcats haven't allowed in 2 years, I believe. An Orofino touchdown. That is certainly a.
Number 8, Devin Welch on touchdown.
That is certainly a sigh of relief if you are Coach Melton there. Yeah, the Wildcats had outscored. The Wildcats had outscored Orofino. You're not going to believe this. You want to. This is going to.
I'm listening.
118-0 before that touchdown.
Extra point attempt, no good.
So 2-point conversion. Wildcats get the stop, but 118-0 before Orofino rips off an 80-yard run. That's kind of an incredible number.
That is, and
the dam was going to break eventually, right? It had to.
Good for
Orofino.
Yeah, they
stuck with.
They're not quitting.
Right. Yeah, that was.
I appreciate that.
Going to give Porter Lewis the ball back. Although if I'm the Wildcats, I'm probably trying to sniff out an onside kick right now. I don't think I'm, because Wildcats going to get the ball to start the second half, and a minute 40 is probably the amount of time the Wildcats have had the ball this whole game. So it's an eternity. They have an eternity with a minute 40. And that's one of the funny things. I think we've gotten so accustomed to watching the Wildcats offense being so quick and explosive over the years. Like, goodness gracious, we might want to run the ball a couple times just to, just to maybe chew some clock.
Whoa. What did you just say, Josh?
You heard me.
Okay, I didn't say it a few minutes ago because I just thought I didn't want to sound like get off my lawn kind of a guy, but we got to run the ball too. So great game for
Porter,
for getting the ball down the field. It's awesome.
A little chip kick over the top there.
But we've had some good running plays too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have there 20. Is that Owen Roach? Owen Roach? Owen Roach on the kick return? Oh, Papa Roach. One of my favorite kids in the whole wide world is that one. He went up, grabbed that, didn't turn it over, gained like 10 yards. See what the Wildcats do here if they decide they're going to chew some clock. Minute 34 left.
We've got trips on the right-hand side.
Yeah, which maybe it's a, quick pitch to the outside. Good block upfield. Lewis going to get out of bounds, stop the clock. Great run there by Andrew. Andrew's probably, he's at like 30, 35, 40. And Andrew is not, Andrew is more a Mike Allstott type. Oh, ooh. Wow, that would have been quite the catch for Cyrus Reed. But Andrew Lewis is probably more in the Mike Allstott vein than the Emmitt Smith vein. He is if he gets outside, he's putting his head down, putting his foot in the dirt, and he is a very vertical runner. You're probably not going to see too many times him bouncing back to the inside. He's not so shifty like that, not a ton of wiggle. But Lewis fires one here, has Grasscamp. Ooh, Grasscamp makes a move back to the inside, runs into Cyrus Reed. It's cool, he doesn't need it. And Grasscamp finally gets just walloped.
Nice tackle by
And, you know, I honestly believe on that play right there, Porter kind of stared at his brother in the back, like Andrew rolled out into the flat, and Porter kind of looked at him, and then when he didn't turn, he just found Preston and it just wide open. And
Josh, do you feel like he is surveying the field and seeing who's open? You think he's better this year than he was at that last year?
Oh yeah. I think his control, and you know what? It's easy to talk. I get to spend a lot of time with Porter on the basketball court, and he's been our starting point guard since he was a freshman. I mean, he was a little boy playing against men who could legally vote his freshman year. So we have made him be a decision maker really since the time he got to high school. So, you know, he comes in, he's really a confident player and has kind of a swagger. And then last year, not having the protection, but having a little bit more, well, I don't know. So, I mean, what I would have thought last year, he had a little more juice in the receiver room. This year, this group so far hasn't shown me that they're anything to sneeze at. They're terrific. Fake handoff, little play action here. Scribb in the flat, catch. See if he makes a move. Gets to the outside and tight ropes his way in for touchdown number 2 and touchdown number. He had a drag route that was going to be wide open and just ran with him, put it in the basket.
Yeah.
I mean, he just looked.
He had enough time to eat lunch.
Yeah.
You know? He came out great blocking, sealed. He rolls out. I mean, that's.
You know, one of my.
Beautiful.
I can't remember if it was Ripley or Colby, but we coach him in basketball, and you know, we're in the locker room after a big league win, and I can't remember which one, but they're like, you know what this is? And we're what? This is us driving the bus, and that is what Porter Lewis is driving the bus right now. I mean, he just looks. I've been pretty bold this year, I think. You know, I in my day job with the newspaper, we do a lot of the high school picks, and I have to write sports features, the preseason sports features. And as many times as I've had the opportunity to, I've called Porter Lewis the best quarterback in the CIL. He probably also has the most experience at the position of any guy. I mean, this is his second year as a full starter. He spent a year really kind of learning under Reed Watcott, but then near the end of the year started playing at the quarterback spot.
Okay.
You know, I watched him be down 25-0 as a JV player at halftime to Grangeville and come out and win that game 39-32. You know, so 39-point, 25-point rally and a 1 touchdown win on the road against Grangeville. I've watched this kid do some pretty spectacular things, and we haven't even seen him put in a spot where he's had to use his athleticism really yet. You know, he's fast, he's evasive, he's tough. He doesn't look it, but I mean, whatever they have him clocked in at, he's all muscle. He's like one big ab. That's going to be a flag on the Wildcats there on the kick that goes out of bounds. Orofino, I think, could elect to have it re-kicked if they want, or they get it at the 35-yard line. They can elect to re-kick if they want. So, see what coach. Nope, they're going to take the ball. Wildcats still with a timeout. 2 timeouts. Both teams with 2 timeouts. No, I don't think that's right. I'm pretty sure I've seen more than 2 timeouts called this half. I'd like to see Orofino take another shot. You know, you caught the Wildcats in kind of a bad spot on that last one. You know, maybe you run something similar with like a fake and get a matchup that you like, but I don't know if they have the athletes on the outside. You've got Drayden Taylor, who has definitely worked on his speed. You got Porter Lewis on the other side. I don't know if you want to necessarily mess with that, but let's see what we got here. Pitch to the outside. There's that reverse. Oh, boy. Talon White. And Wildcats letting that was Talon White. My goodness gracious. Talon White, you ever see that movie with Adam Sandler, The Water Boy? Talon White's got a little Bobby Boucher in him. He just doesn't look like a guy who should be doing what he's doing. He's just ripping through the line and getting whatever he wants. If the Maniacs run the ball here, this is probably the last play of the half. Wildcats up 39-6. Inside handoff. Scribner on the tackle. Gain of about 4. And it looks like Orofino going to let the clock run out. Wildcats take a 33-point lead into the halftime, and they will get the ball to start the second half. Porter Lewis is wheeling and dealing. Everybody's getting a little bit of love. Maybe they should let Andrew get into the end zone. I don't know. Everyone else seems to be getting in there. But, we're gonna take a little break, hear from our sponsors. Pete and I might come back, talk a little shop, and then we might take another break. We got a 15-minute halftime, so stick with us. We'll be back with the second half. Thanks for watching Wildcats Live.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Josh McDonald here, Pete Miller here. We got Buck Coe here. We got Owen Peterson here. We got the crew here. It's halftime. Wildcats on top of Orofino, 39-6 in it's a big CIL matchup. Like, first and foremost, the winner of this is going to go right to the top of those CIL standings. Now, that might feel flimsy, but it always feels good to be at the top, you know? When you're at the top of that leaderboard, one win or not, and, you know, I already talked about it. The team that loses is going to fall to the bottom of that leaderboard, and it's probably not a place that they're going to move from. We've seen Porter Lewis, Kellogg quarterback, wheeling and dealing, having a great game. He's thrown 6 touchdown passes today. He's looked in control the whole time. The Wildcat defense has been fantastic. The Wildcat offensive line has been terrific. There was a little slip up on defense that led to an 80-yard Orofino run. But what we're seeing from this group of Wildcats, and Pete and I have been calling these games together for the last couple years, this defense looks this is the best they've looked in 2 years, I would say. Defensively, this is the best I feel like our defense has played in 2 years.
I have to agree. I mean, D-line, penetration from the very start of the game, linebackers filling holes, and here's the kickoff.
Yeah, and it's kind of a roller, fielded there. Didn't see who had the return there.
Dakota. Was it
Dakota?
Mitchum? Yeah.
Oh, another freshman?
Yep.
Wow. So Porter Lewis going to come in. You know, what I see is, you know, we talked about it earlier. There's a running clock rule in the fourth quarter if the lead is 40 points or more. If the Wildcats attain that, I wouldn't be surprised to see a pretty big mass substitution where we start seeing maybe the backup quarterback get some reps, some different things to get some guys some reps. Pitch outside. Here's Andrew Lewis. He's going to get a really good block there and switches the hands. He's going to get – he's going to score. Another great block. Wow. A 55-yard touchdown run for the Wild. I don't think we've said that. 55-yard touchdown. We haven't seen the Wildcats run the ball like that.
Josh, what did I say at halftime? We talked about what would you like to see. Number one, hey, let's run the ball some, and number two, let's get the young guys in there, and that's what's going to happen. And you know, and that would be good. We want to play a complete game.
Yeah.
Orofino wants to play a complete game. They don't want to be. What do you call it? 40.
Yeah, you don't want to get mercy ruled.
You don't want to. Yeah. You don't want to come all this way and then play an incomplete game.
Right.
So this is going to be good for both teams, and I appreciate Orofino's situation. I've been there as a coach.
Yeah.
I've had 12 players in 8-man football.
Yeah.
Right now they have 16 guys on the field, and I just.
It's a tough spot to be in. You're a new coach. You've got a young program. You've got some older guys, but you know those older guys. I talked to you. They haven't. They had one season where I think they went 0-6. Last year they went 1-7. So your seniors haven't had any real success.
Yeah.
And it's hard to set a foundation for success when you haven't had guys who've experienced it to kind of lead the way. The only way they can really lead is just by like, hey, let's show up, let's work hard, let's have good attitudes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, these juniors and seniors haven't really tasted winning football during their time. Good kick there. Oh, boy. Cyrus Reed and Chase Scribner on the big league hit there. That is number 8.
That's Devin Welsh.
Devin Welsh.
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
Woo.
I mean, kids running with courage and straight up, right?
125 pounds.
Yeah.
Who just met probably close to 300 pounds all at once. That was a good hit right there.
Well, let's see what Orofino's going to do this half. Let's see what.
Get creative.
Yeah. They tried some misdirection. That little quick opener there.
Their line is just struggling. And we've been there. We talked about this. The reason Kellogg for the last couple years has sat in that deep shotgun is because we simply don't have, or we didn't have any blocking. So,
but last year it started to develop.
And
they started to run the ball. It was tough to pass block last year.
Yeah, it was. It was, and we were fortunate that we had good receivers who were guys who just, when the route was over, they stayed active, which gave Porter time. And Wildcats, once again, just 4 of them in the backfield. And this is, we've been in this position. We've been on the receiving end. I was in Moscow last year when week 1, Moscow's varsity just destroyed us. They just battered us. And by the end of the year, they figured it out. They won some games. They were a win. They were 1 win over Priest River away from a playoff spot and having a 4-5, 4-4 record. I can't remember. They had gone on the road. They beat New Plymouth. They had done a lot of good stuff. Talon White sheds a block. Can't make the tackle, but slows the runner down. Chase Scribner. Man, Chase Scribner and Porter Lewis are duking it out for player of the game. It's
Yeah, Talon was in there. Just got to wrap up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
And he's strong enough. If he gets a hand on a guy and someone comes over and helps kind of block him off, that grip is enough to really slow a guy down. So we got 4th down, 4th and 13 here. Wildcats need to be on the lookout for some trickery. Get the punt. Good kick. Goodness, we got a fair catch called for by Andrew Lewis, who I think forgot that he.
If you guys haven't shouted out Rick and the family and
First.
Beach and my favorite.
Simon. We got producers in our ear right now.
My favorite Catholics versus convicts.
Oh.
Shout out to my 2 favorite convicts.
Yeah.
Ripley and Colby Luna.
Colby.
I have nothing but love for those 2 convicts right now.
Simon.
And Rick, so give those guys a shout out.
Simon is talking Catholics versus convicts this weekend. And that's, of course, in a little flat pass into the flat to Drayden Taylor there. He's going to get out for the first down, brought down after about a 15-yard gain. But, of course, Simon is referencing our 2 favorite sons, Ripley and Colby. Wildcat, it's just that I don't want to refer to them as Simon's 2 favorite convicts, but producer Simon's in my ear. He pays the bills, so we gotta do what the producer says. But Ripley and Colby, love them to death. Sunday night, I'm going to be sitting there.
You're going to be rooting for the Catholics.
I'm going to be rooting for the Catholics while wearing the hat that the Twins bought me. It's one of my favorite gifts I've ever been given. Another big run here by Andrew Lewis. He's definitely eclipsed the century mark.
Nice block by A.J. Peak.
I don't think. Look at that. And we're kind of killing some clock here, but a lot of this, Simon and I wouldn't be doing this. Oh, another deep shot. Drayden Taylor. Ooh, he grabbed it. He came down. Touchdown. What a. In. And we've got an injured Maniac, but what a catch by Drayden Taylor.
Hey, yes, a great catch. He was covered. he was covered well. He went up, high point, got the ball.
Yep.
But good defense by the Maniacs. Just that was a better catch
Yeah.
than it was defense.
I mean, we talked about it. When you're going to send 5'6" up against 6'2", 6'3", and athletic with some of the longest arms, I mean, you're putting your DB in a tough spot there. What a catch by Drayden Taylor. And, the Wildcats hit that first PAT, and things have just gotten kind of silly.
You got to keep working on it, though. Here's the deal. There's going to be a game where this is going to pay off.
Yeah.
Where we get that extra point.
Absolutely.
Or maybe even a field goal,
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
get it figured out, boys.
Keep down it. You know what I will say? The snaps look good. The snaps have been great. We've been getting the ball to the holder. I don't know if there's any issue with the holder and the kicker, but the snap, which at this age is 75% of the battle. Getting the ball to the holder, then you got to get the rest of that done. But good on the Wildcats.
Is Robert Clark snapping those?
I think so.
I
think so.
Sorry, I haven't.
We haven't really
haven't
been
nailed
doing
that.
personnel yet. But, I was saying before the touchdown there, Simon and I wouldn't be, in the spot we are. Pete and I wouldn't. Buck and I wouldn't. If it wasn't for the Lunas, specifically Rick, who, after the radio station folded, came to Simon and said, hey, I want to be able to watch my kids' sporting events while I travel. And thus, Wildcats Live was born. And, we were ahead of the curve. So when COVID hit and everyone was trying to scramble to figure out how to do this, we had a system set up. Oh, and tripped by his own man there. But we owe all of that to Rick Luna, who really gave us the foundation. Since that time, we've had a great group of volunteers, people who've gotten involved, our sponsors. I think Shoshone Glass and what they've done for us up in that awesome booth that we have at the high school. We've had windows replaced up here. This is as cool a venue as you're going to find in the state, and we've got the best seats in the house for it. And now when we can't see things to our left, we've got, 40 inches of high definition right here that we get to enjoy. But, it really does kind of all go back to a foundation that was laid by Rick Luna. And then you had, 3 wonderful kids who we enjoyed watching and calling their games. So we appreciate you guys.
Yeah. I really appreciate the opportunity to do this. And
we're getting a timeout here. Oh, right before the false start. So good timeout there by Coach Melton. But, yeah, no, Uncle Pete showed up. I think, was it 2022? You started in 2022, I think.
I've got a Wildcat shirt that says 2022, so I'm thinking it was 2022.
I mean, I bet you got a Wildcat shirt that says 1975, too.
Shut up.
But, hey, we're just so fortunate to get to do this.
Yeah.
It's really we get to come and talk about football for a couple hours every weekend, and we, especially all of us, we're Kellogg guys through and through. We try to be nice to the other teams, but at the end of the day, we do stand on the foundation that it is called Wildcats Live.
Josh, one of the many things that I really appreciate doing this with you is that you have such a familiarity, such a knowledge of the kids that are on the teams in the recent past, and I kind of come in here, I'm an old critter that has this old perspective, but I love football. I love football today. I'll love it tomorrow, and I have since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Orofino 1st and 10 from the 35. Oh, and they hard counted the Wildcats there. Tricky. So it looks like Orofino going to pick up 5 free ones. 5 freebies.
Luke, okay, he's owning it. He knows.
And, you feel bad. The big fella, big fella's going to eat, and he is eating all night for these Wildcats. He has just been so good. Fumble on the snap. Looks like going to be a loss of the yard. That was, I think, Connolly there. Fell on it. Connolly fell on the fumble, so loss of 1, maybe gain of none. I don't know.
I'm I'm a lineman at heart. I mean, I played defensive back in college, linebacker in college, but I'm a lineman at heart. And so when you talk about player of the game, Luke did a lot early on the D line, on the O line, and so that's where my vote's going to go.
Ooh, okay. If Porter breaks the record, I'm going to make a case for Porter. He's at 7 now, so one more ties it. 7 passing touchdowns. Hey, buddy. Easton Town is in the house. Former Jack of all trades alum for the Wildcats. Newly minted alum. He graduated just a few months ago. Started college. God, I coached him when he was in 7th grade. I'm so old. I just turned 36, Uncle Pete. And I'm feeling it.
36.
Feeling 36. I'm not feeling 22.
I just had my 50th.
Oh, got him again. I think there was a little movement on the offensive line that time. There was a little Orofino going to hard count their way to a first down here. And if this is, Coach Melton's like, hey, you know what? We got to get him how we can get him. But they've gotten 10 free ones here, and Wildcats are just eager. You can just see it. Outside pitch. And that's Andrew Lewis in there on the tackle. Who number 55 for the Wildcats there? Because number 55 got in the backfield. That's Jackson Farnham. Got in the backfield and just a little overzealous there. But the penetration's good. So we're seeing our second-string guys coming in here and doing all the right things. And, that's promising. That's a big deal.
One thing I've noticed this year, and I'm trying to remember back, but I feel like the D-line is getting off the ball. And you know what I mean by that? Mm-hmm. When the ball snapped, they are coming. And, I'm not just thinking like shooting gaps and stuff like they're getting off the ball snapped, and they're taking on the block and getting upfield. Yeah. And that's what you want the D-line to do so that you keep you keep the O-line off of the backers. Right?
And that we talked about that a little bit earlier. We've watched over the last couple years, we've been spectators for the Kellogg St. Mary's game where St. Mary's runs basically a rugby scrum over and over and over. And we've just not been able to do anything about it. And I don't know. I think this line is built to withstand that in a way that we have not been put together over the last few years. Like, I picked this game to be like a 35-17 ball game in my news press picks. And that was because I didn't know what the line was going to look like. And I didn't know if the Wildcats could get stops. And here we are. My questions are being answered. Now, I know that we're going to be tested tougher in the coming weeks. We've got St. Mary's, we've got Bonners, we've got Timberlake, we've got Grangeville, we've got some teams we've got Moscow. We've got teams on our schedule that are going to be just a test. 4th down here for the Maniacs. But right now, they're so thoroughly winning this line of scrimmage battle. There's Grasscamp. Oh, boy.
He cut it on the run.
He's gone. Oh!
Nice hustle.
Hey, you know what that means, though? That means Porter Lewis is going to get the ball. Porter Lewis is going to get the ball about the 30-yard line. So touchdown number 8 could be in the works here.
Yeah, well, nice hustle by Devin Welch.
I'd like to
number
see.
8.
Yeah, was that the punter? Was that the punter who got out there? A little Pat McAfee in him. Chase down, make the play. Love to see it.
Yeah.
But poor Preston Grasscamp.
Remember he ran that kickback.
Oh, yeah.
Kickoff back.
That early one.
Yeah.
Stack sets for the Wildcats here. Inside handoff. Lewis going to get kind of brought down after a pickup about 3. And, the stack set is we've seen that a lot over the last couple of years. The Wildcats get really creative out of that. Where, we've got a downed Wildcat. Don't love to see that.
No, I think,
Hopefully it's just some
I think
cramps.
that was just in the pile up, and, looks like a cramp. Josh, would you explain the stack? What you
Oh, yeah. So you got two receivers out to either side, and then you got one at the line of scrimmage and then one about 2 yards behind him, and you got that on either side. What they do is they will mix it up where sometimes they send the top guy on a slant and the bottom guy runs a deep route, or maybe comes back to the ball, or he goes out. Like, it really is a unique setup that challenges DBs who, if you don't communicate well. Oh, and that's Andrew cramping up. He has had a history of some knee issues. Hopefully it's just some cramps. But he's played an excellent game.
I think he's smiling.
Yeah. He's pretty good-natured. He just plays such a physical brand of football. So that's going to put Talon White, the backup running back. You might be losing a little bit of experience, but you might actually gain a little bit of speed. Andrew's also an excellent blocker. That's been, over the years, he's probably been his brother's best blocker until this year. So there's that stack set. There, you see it right there. Porter's going to go deep, has Drayden Taylor. Drayden's going to make the grab and goes down on the 1. So Wildcats have the option here to go for the 1 yard plunge, or Porter Lewis has an opportunity to potentially tie a state record. And, I don't ever want to be like the run it up kind of guy, but, man, I love to see records get broken. Records are made to be broken, right? Trips left. Outside pitch, Talon White going to get a great block. He's in. And that was A.J. Peak who came over. Let's get a replay there.
See?
Get a replay there. Watch A.J. Peak come over.
He's blocking all over the place.
He's going to come across here and block on the outside here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Boom.
Yep.
And Talon White is untouched until he gets into the end zone. That is...
I'll tell you what. Defensive backs hate that when an offensive lineman comes out and stalks them like that.
Yep.
We had a quick pitch play like that where the tackle would go out on the defensive back. The receiver would block down on linebacker.
Oh,
yeah,
and
they hate that.
Missed another one. It's all right, AJ. We believe in you. When you're blocking like that, you don't have to make PATs. You got one. That was a great block. And Wildcats up 57-6. Just under 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Yeah, wow. And haven't seen Andrew. He's down back on the sideline. He looks like he's stretching out that leg. At this juncture, though, if the cramps are bad, it might just be hanging up for the night. But man, oh man, these Wildcats a year ago we can look at some stats real quick, because they really didn't have it outside of that early loss to Moscow, where they got shut out. They scored points. 20 against North Fremont in a game where if they had hands on guys on every play and just didn't finish tackles. 34-22 win over St. Mary's. They got trounced. They scored 14 against Timberlake, 43-0 against Orofino, 42-22 against Bonners Ferry, 36-34 against New Plymouth. They scored the ball last year. It was just, they could not stop people. And, it looks like that offense is just as potent this year. There were some guys, I think a lot of people thought that with injuries and graduation that the Wildcats might not have been something worth watching or worth worrying about, but I don't think that's the case. Oh, my goodness. You know what I don't like? Let's hit a replay. Let's replay that. Buck exactly pointed it out to me as I'm looking at it. Look at how many purple jerseys and where all the white jerseys are. You got 8 guys on the west end of the 30-yard line, and the other 3 guys have 11 Wildcats bearing down on them. So, right there, if your coach is it Melton?
Yeah.
If you're Coach Melton, where you got to start winning little battles is, hey, let's look at special teams here. We can't afford to not block on kickoffs. Wildcats miss a couple tackles there. Finally, Scribner comes over, but Wildcats have a few guys. Looks like Talon White, AJ Peak, Andrew and Porter Lewis, Drayden Taylor. So they've got a lot of their starters off the field right now. And, looking down there trying to see some names, it looks like Chase Scribner might be out there kind of anchoring things. 2:40 left here in this third quarter. Got Owen Roach playing some DB. Uh-oh. Ooh, big hit. Big hit. Colton Duncan, smack. Colton Duncan last year, if you remember, one of our, I think his claim to fame last year was he got in a little bit of a scuffle on the field mid-game. That got him, and that was, the pop. When you hear that pop up in the stands, if you're a parent, your legs go numb. You're like, ooh, if that's your kid, you're like, ooh, I don't like that. But on the other end, like if you're just a spectator, that's what you came to watch. You came to see the big hits. You came to see the pops. Wildcats right now, just absolute unit. And really it's the stretch in the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, where the Wildcats went from 7-0 to pushing it to 25-0 in a span of about 7 minutes of gameplay. And for a minute there, it felt like the Wildcats were going to do a good enough job on defense, and that the offense was kind of in a spot to just cruise. Well, I would say that they're still probably cruising. I would say that's still pretty accurate, but they've just been the aggressors on both sides of the ball, and that's, you got to have that mentality that you're going to win every rep. And I feel like that's what we've seen from the Wildcats. And you're right. Your young guys are in the game right now. This is an excellent opportunity. See Owen Roach right here near us playing some DB. Oh, and we're going to get an offsides there. Looks like Maddox Allen got a little overzealous. He had that whole left side of the field. He thought he was going to get untouched. Penalties, Wildcats been a little sloppy penalty-wise. Inside handoff. Great tackle there. Gain of about 2 for the Maniacs. And I like if the Wildcats can rotate some starters in and make sure that their starters are out there with the young guys, which I think that too, the young guys give up a big play. You probably want 1 or 2 of these older guys, starters out there going, it's okay. We can give up a big play. We can give up 7 yards. They still have to get 3 more. They can settle them down a little bit. So I like that we still have Chase Scribner and Maddox Allen out on the field. Inside handoff, great. Ooh, finish it, Maddox. Yeah, he does. Right at the line of scrimmage there. Looks like they're going to give him a yard on that. That's
nice. He took on the block, shed the block, made the tackle.
And Maddox Allen is another fun one that I've watched for years. And I tell you, I coached him in little kid basketball, YBL. But at one point, this little guy, I mean, his parents probably, if they listen, I think they're some of our sponsors. Yeah, they are. Allen Electrics right there on the board. He's just like a pudgy little shy, not aggressive little kid. And he is stretched out, and he's just turned into everything he does, he gives 100% in. And he's always been an undersized guy. And, we see this time and time again where our undersized guys are just playing bigger. We see it with Chase Scribner. No one would peg Chase Scribner as some, mean middle linebacker. But, man, dude, he's out here pretending he's Bill Romanowski today. I don't know what got into Scrib's head, but he's been just all over the place. Our undersized guys have always kind of outperformed. I think a few years ago, as the third quarter is going to click to an end here, we had an offensive and defensive lineman named Dayton Bauer, who was a 160-pound offensive and defensive lineman. He was an all-leaguer, but he was like 6'1". Like, he wasn't a little guy. He was a long, skinny dude, and he just played his guts out on both sides. So, you know, it's nice to see that tradition kind of continuing with Scribb and Maddox. But we're going to take a little break. We're going to hear from our sponsors before we come back for the fourth quarter. Thank you so much for watching Wildcats Live. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Start of the fourth quarter. Wildcats up 57-6. Inside handoff by for the Maniacs goes for, looks like, a gain of 2. Wildcats have just dominated this game. It's been all Wildcats, and looks like we have a oh no, looked like they were backing up at first. No, it's just a deep huddle. But, you know, we've just seen just a complete kind of domination by the Wildcats today. Started up front early. Our defense and our defensive line, which is anchored by a big transfer that we got from Post Falls, who set the tone up front. And then our, you know, Andrew Lewis, Chase Scribner, Talon White. Oh, back to pass. Uh-oh, throws it up there, and it's caught. And outside of the touchdown play, that might be the Maniacs' biggest play of the game. And we are in that fourth quarter running clock, so the fourth quarter is going to probably fly by. If you, the only time it stops is on timeouts. But had an opportunity there. They took it. The quarterback ate quite the hit. But Orofino finds itself in scoring territory once again. And they're going to throw again. Going deep, and it's caught. Brought down there by the Wildcats, number 33. That's Drake Mitchum. And Wildcats right now just need to settle back down, settle in. They've got their young guys on the field right now. Young guys and backup, so some really quality reps here. Be nice to see the Wildcats get another stop. Inside handoff. Wildcats caught the Wildcats sleeping. Owen Roach on the tackle there.
Yeah, just a little bit of a wrong angle by the linebacker, but he was coming up. He read it, but just took a wrong angle.
And Luke Little coming back into the game. So Little coming back in to maybe stabilize some of this defensive line, be that mentor for the defense, and just looking out here trying to see who they have. Luke Little, and he might be the only starter that's on the field right now. We're going to get a false start. Ball's moving back. So, yeah, I mean, what we're seeing right now is something that we haven't been able to see the last few years, and that's the Wildcats going with entirely different personnel. Another inside carry here, and Colton Duncan in on the tackle, assisted by Declan Flynn, a freshman, 5'10", 170-pound freshman, getting in on the tackle. So we are just, I mean, this is great to see. You got Carson Price, who we've talked about quite a bit today on special teams. He's in there he's in there calling the plays for the defense as a freshman. So this second unit, he's kind of running the second unit. 2nd and 13. Orofino's thrown the ball a couple times. They're going to throw it again. That's Luke Little. He's going to fire, and that's – oh no.
Yeah.
And that was Ryder Kramer there. Had the opportunity for the interception.
Yeah.
Great play there by Kramer to get up there. And, I always used to joke with Wyatt Story about this, that there was a reason he was a DB and not a wide receiver. He could do all the things the wide receivers could do, just except catch. And then by the end of his career, he could catch the ball too. But right there you see, and that's a freshman, big moment, biggest crowd he's ever played in front of. Had an opportunity for a big interception. 3rd and 13, inside handoff, gang tackle. And, one thing we are seeing, and they are getting better, but they look so much more comfortable with Luke Little out there. Obviously when you have just a hoss like Luke Little out there, he's taking up.
If I had a 300-pound guy in my huddle, I'd feel a lot better.
He's taking up 2 blockers. Guys are getting free run, but you're seeing the other guys. I mean, there were some guys like Colton Duncan's not a little guy. Declan Flynn's not a little guy. They still have some size out there, but it's just I think also you play with a little measured confidence. So now we got 1 guy, 2 guys with their hands in the dirt. Everyone else kind of cheating up. Orofino might throw. Yep, they're going to throw. Fire into the end zone. They've got a man. Incomplete. And the Wildcats are going to take over. So now it's going to be interesting. I don't know if you see – I don't know what the Wildcat backup offense looks like, if that is even a thing. I'm seeing a lot of the starters trot out there. I haven't seen –
Cyrus Reed's going in.
Who they have. If they have Cyrus playing quarterback or – I don't know. Oh, yeah, they do. They have Cyrus at quarterback. And I know Cyrus has been putting in a lot of work in the offseason. Prior to Radley hurting his knee, he was coming out regularly and running routes for Cyrus. So Cyrus has been putting in the hours outside of the season. And it would be awesome to see the sophomore, do some stuff here. 5.5 left. Wildcats up 57-6. He's going to fire a dart to Owen Roach. Holy cow. And Owen Roach, man. Owen Roach, dude. I will tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, Owen Roach is the most coachable kid I have ever had the privilege of working with. Bar none. Some great kids over the past, 5 years. Owen Roach is easily the most coachable. He's also the most willing to show up. He's most blue-collar guy you'll ever meet. Always got a smile on his face. High snap. Cyrus Reed, he's going to keep it.
Cyrus is hungry.
Yeah. A little bit of
Cyrus wants to eat right now.
Don't love I thought they stopped that a little early, but Cyrus still getting some yards. And Cyrus is kind of in the same position that Reed Watcott was in, where he was a quarterback for his entire junior tackle career, JV guy. And, a lot of times we see a guy, if you're the quarterback as a sophomore, you're probably the varsity starter. But, he was behind Ripley. And so he didn't get his reps until his senior year. Well, we have Porter, who, I'll say it again, best quarterback in the Central Idaho League. He was last year. 2,000 yards as a sophomore is insane. Nice. Another good one. Preston Grasscamp. Yeah, dude. He is out here. He is just slinging it.
Cyrus cook.
And he's such a smart player in everything that he does. He's another one that I get to coach in basketball. And his summer, we spent a lot of time working on the mental aspects of things this summer with him. And, I know it doesn't always translate, but he does not look nearly as hurried up or scattered as he did last year as a freshman. He just looks. He holds. He gets out of the pocket. He's going to make a move. Oh, boy, look at him go. Tuck that ball, young man. And he's going to pick up a first down with his legs. Little Cyrus Reed or John Moxon watching Varsity Blues right now. Backup quarterback coming in.
He gets a block downfield.
And he goes, like, you can see him pump faking, looking. He's looking, trying to find an open guy. He pump fakes a couple times. He's just, it looks so comfortable. Ooh, high snap. Uh-oh. Sheds a tackle. Steps up, dumps one off. And who do we have there? Is that Owen Roach again?
Yes, it was.
Papa Roach. Look at the teammates getting over there to pick their team. I love Owen Roach, man. Oh, we got a hold.
We got Chris Berman up here, Owen, Papa Roach.
Boo on the hold there. Boo. You took Roach's big play away. Silly. Scott, our AD, talks about not booing the refs, and here I am.
Well, that's all right.
It's fun.
We're independent.
But, yeah, I love that. I love Cyrus right there getting out. Owen Roach on the drag route. Comes across, makes the catch, fights upfield. You know, so many times guys are willing to catch that ball and just let their momentum carry him out of bounds. He turned and got upfield. So, that gives Cyrus Reed a little bit more field to play with. Uh-oh. And someone missed a block. It looks like someone missed a block. But Reed gets up, slaps his guy on the helmet, lets him know it's all right. But, yeah, somebody missed an assignment there.
Yeah, he just came off the backside. There wasn't a blocker for the backside.
We didn't have the old blindside blocker, huh?
Yeah.
No blindside blocker.
Or they doubled up on the end.
Which I believe that might have been the Orofino's first play for loss this whole game. So, minute 19 left. Cyrus going to option out. Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, let's get a replay on that one. Blake Burgess, the freshman, just got stamped. Bing! And then let's replay it again because I don't know what happened with 85 here. Is he hurt? He kind of went down funny there in the middle of the field. 40 seconds left. Wildcats have to run one more play to put this one to bed. And we're going to get Cyrus on the keeper. Oh, we've got another flag. So that one's going to come back again. So a little bit of sloppiness. A little bit of sloppiness with our backups. That's to be expected. But our guys, our backups and our young guys came into this. You're going to give us 10 minutes of running clock. We're going to give you everything we got. And I loved it. I loved it. So, final score.
Yeah, that was good.
57-6. Wildcats over the Maniacs. Wildcats go 1-0 in the season, 1-0 in the Central Idaho League. That's a big deal. I'm super excited. Questions were answered. We're in for a good season, I think, or a fun season. We're going to take a little break. I think Simon's probably got the alma mater queued up. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with a little bit of a wrap-up, and we're going to present our Wildcats Live Player of the Game. Hi, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Josh McDonald alongside Pete Miller, Buckco, Owen Peterson, and or Owen Ross. Sorry, I know your mom's maiden name. Simon is up here, producer Simon. We just had a pretty spirited debate on the player of the game. A lot of names were tossed around, and every single one of them was deserving. We had, Porter Lewis was great. Drayden Taylor was great. Chase Scribner was great. Talon White was great.
Talon White.
But really, we talked about it. The thing that stood out as so different. Oh, Andrew Lewis was great. The thing that stood out the most in this game, though, we talked about it at the end. Cyrus Reed got sacked. He was the only negative play that Orofino generated all game. Our starting offensive line, so we're talking
O-line.
We're talking Luke Little. We're talking John Brownfield. We're talking A.J. Peak. We're talking Dalen Dixon. And these guys
Robert Clark
were so
freshman
flipping
center.
good today. They are the Wildcats live players of the game.
Players.
Offensive line. It is, and Coach Uncle Pete, he gets his offensive line, and we'll give it to him. Now the expectation is there, though. We got to see repeat performances. But shout out Porter Lewis, because I bet Porter Lewis just had to be close to 400 yards and 7 touchdowns. Andrew ran for over 100, which we have not had a 100-yard rusher, which, again, all of this comes back to how dang good the offensive line was.
Yeah.
So we got another bye this week for football. We're on the road 2 weeks from now against St. Mary's. So we've got a little bit before Wildcats Live Football Edition is going to be back. But Wednesday, our volleyball team has their home opener. And I don't know if anybody tuned in last night to Channel 3, but it was uncomfortable how bad our volleyball girls beat up on the Wallace Miners. It was not exactly the way you want to break in a beautiful new court, but, at this point, they might as well throw a K in the middle of that thing. But while we got volleyball Wednesday night, I don't even know the opponent. I know we're going to win, though. I'm ready for it. This was great. Oh, it might. We went on the road to Orofino already. But, yeah, they got Orofino tomorrow. They're on Orofino tomorrow. So, yeah, I mean, I don't have anything more to say. It was an awesome night.
You don't?
Football is back, man.
We are back.
We are back, yeah. Uncle Pete, Buck, Simon, Owen filling in.
Back.
Gemma was up. Gemma was helping out. So it was a great night. It's a great night to be a Wildcat. Beautiful August night for Pete, for Buck, for Simon, for Owen, for Gemma. I'm Josh McDonald. Thank you so much for watching Wildcats Live. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.